What's up, y'all? I'm Jamie, and you are watching We Have to Change Together. But today's episode is going to be a little different. I got my best friend Steve in the room. We're going to talk about life, kids, getting old, Newtonian physics, postmodernistic coffee tables.
I ain't getting old, baby. That's just to be straight. I'm getting better. Old is for, I don't know, folk just sitting around waiting for the dirt. I'm getting better.
You getting old, dude.
Better.
Betterly old. So, now...
I'm like, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So, I was telling Steve... so, we always have these crazy conversations whenever we show up. And I was telling him that I used to want to be a spook. And then he's told me that I probably wouldn't be a good field agent. And then I told him, really, I wanted to be Q from James Bond growing up.
Yeah.
And he told me I cannot launch missiles out of a car.
You can't. Well, let me specifically state my can't. There is no way with any reasonable accuracy you could launch a missile out of a car and remain far enough away from what you are missiling to not blow up yourself.
Depends on what your warhead is, man.
No, ain't no depend on nothing. All right? Because if I'm going to shoot a rocket out of a car, right, out the headlamp, right, well, that force that makes that rocket go forward is also being applied in reverse direction onto the car.
Yeah, equal and opposite. Yeah.
Which means the person driving the car, in order to keep the rocket aimed at what you're trying to shoot, has to account for this extra thrust that's pushing the car back. So the car is going to be constantly trying to go like this. You can't drive the car and shoot the rocket at the same time. And that's just even to say that the rocket don't have enough force to just completely knock the damn car off the road. All these things would have to be accounted for. Can't just shoot rockets out of a headlamp willy-damn-nilly.
Sure, you got two options.
Okay? No, you don't.
No. Listen, just follow me for a second. If you're worried about the counter shift, right? You launch two at the exact same time, one on the opposite sides of the car.
When do I need to shoot two rockets at? Like, look, if you got a problem...
Because you know one's going to miss.
If you got a problem you need two rockets to solve, first of all, like government should be able to do better. All right, if our governments can't deal with world issues without sending some dude in a car with rockets in the headlights,
yeah,
like we need to fire the whole damn lot of them. Everybody across the entire globe needs to just have a moment of introspection and fix themselves and the world around them. Gatling guns out of the headlights, I think would be a lot easier physics wise.
Well, yeah,
and I think just as effective.
And you'll definitely hold more ammo.
Yeah.
Did you see the one?
Because, like, what do you do after them two rockets is gone? What if three cars are... And if you're the spy, aren't you supposed to be the one getting chased, not giving chase?
What if you're chasing another spy?
Then I think you were poor spying. I think if you was a good spy, you would have been able to snag that dude up without him seeing you coming. I think you're poor spycraft at that point. And why should I trust you with rockets if you can't even manage to do one-person extraction? I'm going to give you rockets? Nah.
But I can have Gatling guns?
Nah, I ain't giving you nothing. I'm going to have to rescind your 00 status. You had like one job, kill a dude. So
you're basically like the new Q. You're giving me one pistol and a CB.
If all you got to do is go get one other dude, how much tech do you need?
I need all of it, man. I need the Batcave.
Well, I would like to think that my particular spy organization is like training top of the line spies. So whoever you're going to go out there and like try to out spy, I think you should already be equipped with that before you left out the training academy. Otherwise, we need to revamp our spy training as a whole system. So I think, yeah, send them out there with a toothpick and a razor blade, and let's see how good of a job we're doing at training these folks.
We're going MacGyver.
Why not?
Richard Dean Anderson.
And then you'll know for a fact if you have good spies or not.
Have you seen the new MacGyver series? Well, it's not so new anymore.
No.
It was actually pretty good, man.
No, I don't really watch no television, man. I use these things called books, and I read them in my entertainment.
Those things with words?
Yes.
Letters?
Yes.
Sentences and periods?
Yes. That's how we, expand our worldview and stuff like that. Like, I mean, honestly, how many people do you get to go dialogue with on a daily basis? And I don't mean just like, hey, in the street. I mean like actually sit down and hear what they have to think and then see how they support that. So that's to me what a book does.
Okay.
That's really where you get a chance to like really see through other people's perspective, you know, because they got 400 or 500 pages to explain it to you.
Okay.
And if you don't understand it, you can go back and reread it again. And hell, in the modern era, you can probably send a damn author an email and ask a question.
Yeah, you can. So yeah, I'm the opposite. I've never been a reader. I've always just sit, talk to people, and absorb information.
Well, I mean, that's one way to go. I'm just saying there's more than...
Oh, no. There's definitely more than one way to do
You need
anything. Broaden my horizons?
No, I'm saying you need like a broad portfolio. Like you need all... I think you should have all these tools in your expanding your worldview toolbox. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't just be like I'm doing this one thing.
Yeah. So I'm just a firm believer you have to know your learning style. So I'm an audible learner. If I hear something, I retain probably about 70% of it. If I read something, I only retain about 30%.
When was the last time you read a book? Okay, then.
It was probably a tech manual for something.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
My point is...
I've only read one book cover to cover.
That's my point. No one enjoyed reading when you were made to do it. So we get this notion that we just don't enjoy reading. But no, probably what it is you don't enjoy reading what it was you were made to read. And most of that probably had to do with the fact you were made to do it. You didn't voluntarily choose. I'm just saying, like, go on Amazon, look through, like, some books on a subject that might interest you, especially in this day and age where, like, we're talking about, you know, really trying to relate to other people.
Sure.
Like, there's whole volumes of literature out there that will give you some insight. And all you got to do is just pick it up.
Okay.
And start reading it.
So, yes, and if I was just in theoretical practices, that would be perfect. However, I've always been, there's the type of people who know the subject matter, and...
I'm not saying you got to become an expert. I'm not saying you need to have a damn library full of this stuff and get a damn 7-year degree or some shit. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm typically laying into bed for a good bit before I fall asleep. I'll be as tired as the day is long, but the second my head hits that pillow, like I'm not sleepy anymore. So there's always a book by my nightstand. Hell, I read 2-3 books at the same time. I got a book in the living room that I'm reading. I got my nightstand book. In the days where I had to take the kid back and forth, there was always a book in the car because you'd be at like cheer practice or some nonsense like that. Or I have a book that I'll keep on campus that I'm reading because I just don't like carrying them back and forth.
Yeah.
So I'll just read 2-3 books at the same time, just in different areas of the house.
Have you ever thought you maybe just need a different bed?
No, because it's part of my ritual.
But did you listen to what you just said? You get into bed. You were tired all day. You get in bed.
No. I'm saying this phenomenon goes back years.
Okay.
This has always been my life.
So years of bad beds.
So years ago, I just gave up on it. When I feel like I'm tired and I want to go get into bed, I get into bed, I turn on the desk lamp, and I just start reading the book.
Okay.
Because that's gonna have to happen.
So you just have to exercise your brain before you go to bed.
Till I get tired enough to go to bed, yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it ain't worn out.
I get you.
And that's the thing. It'll just keep thinking about all kinds of dumb shit. I mean, stuff that don't even matter.
Yeah, like how if you cut a sandwich in half, you still have a full
That's
sandwich?
still a whole sandwich.
Explain it to people what this conversation, and then I'm going to jump in.
Okay, so it comes down to, like, well, how do you define a sandwich? And, like, my pinnacle question at this point, now granted, this sandwich argument only goes back about 3 days, but I'm pretty sure I've licked it. It all comes down to the pinnacle of this one question. How would you build a bread sandwich?
How would you build a bread sandwich?
Build me a bread sandwich.
All right. So you have bread.
Uh-huh.
Contents that go in between. So another layer of bread.
Another layer of bread.
And then bread.
That's right.
So you got...
Because you need a top and bottom piece of bread. So, like, if all you have is a piece of bread and then another piece of bread and there's nothing in between them, you don't have a bread sandwich. You need something in between them two loaves. You got an air sandwich because that's what you're doing. You're eating a sandwich of air. That's all you put in between them. So if you take a sandwich, you get your bottom piece of bread, you put your stuff on it, you put the top piece of bread on, and you cut it in half. Each one of them halves in and of themselves are still a whole sandwich. They meet all the requirements of sandwich. Bottom piece of bread, stuff in the middle, top piece of bread. There's no size requirement to sandwich. Like, finger sandwiches are still sandwiches. That's why the word sandwich come after finger.
Yes, but you reduced your fraction. Now you have half a sandwich. You have two sandwiches in themselves, but it's still part of a whole.
Well, of course.
Okay. Boy, this argument went a lot better last time. It was actually had an argument.
Well, that's because I had to convince you last time, but now you've seen the error of your sandwich making ways.
Oh, I see no error. I'm still convinced you're crazy.
But no, because my argument is infallible. It's based on logic and the definition of a sandwich.
Nothing's infallible.
Sure it is. You're telling me 2 + 2 don't equal 4. You're telling me arithmetic is fallible. So clearly there are infallible things. I just found one. It didn't take me but 1 second. I'm sure if you give me some time, I could bore the crap out of these people finding other ones.
And this is why I love Steve. This dude is crazy. So we were in the Marine Corps together. We met in electronics training. Ended up in Okinawa, Japan together. Mm-hmm. And then basically your family adopted me.
Yeah. Yeah, they're nice folk.
Yep.
It skipped my generation, but I don't know. My sister's nice. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like being around people too long.
Yeah. And sometimes people feel the same way about you.
Well, yeah. Because eventually I'm going to say something that is going to offend someone. It's just not even like you should have had a damn trigger warning on this. At some point, I'm going to say something that's going to offend somebody. It's just going to happen.
Well,
Can't help it.
We are in the cancel culture. Sometimes people don't listen to all sides of the coin and try to understand what people are talking about, and they're just quick to go in on something. I get it.
Well, no, I just find that, like, generally speaking, every human being is offended by facts. Not all facts, but I can find some fact that is not going to coincide with some deeply held belief, and it's going to make you not happy. And, like, you could probably do that to me, too, because I'm just as, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, yeah, at some point, I might say something.
Yeah, we all have a trigger.
And
it's going to set
and I'm
somebody
sorry.
off.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you I'm sorry now. I didn't mean to do it.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at your wall up here.
Are you trying to find the geometric pattern?
There
is none.
No, I'm just looking at how, like, some pieces stick out further than the other ones, and, like, some got little green chalk lines on them and other ones don't. I'm just examining my surroundings, man.
So that's OSB, man.
I don't need my eyeballs to dialogue. They're not a necessary organ for conversation.
I mean, you were just moving your head around like Stevie Wonder.
Well, that's to get the ideas moving. You
gotta swash it.
Yeah, my left and right brain don't communicate well together.
Okay.
So you gotta knock them ideas back and forth every now and again. It won't just shovel up over there. It's like dropping a Plinko chip down on The Price is Right. You got to get it down the right slot to get them ideas back and forth like that.
So if you sleep on your left side, do you have more scientific thoughts than when you sleep on your right side? Is that what you're trying to go with this? Have you ever thought about that?
Typically, I don't have thoughts when I'm sleeping.
You don't have dreams?
Well, I wouldn't consider. Well, first of all, I rarely, if ever, remember my dreams, but I'm sure that I have them. But I wouldn't consider those thoughts because that's just the random wanderings of my brain.
So, what is a thought then?
A thought to me is something conscious.
Okay.
Right? It has to be in my conscious mind. I have to be able to express it in some way. Otherwise, you got like the ghost of a thought.
Okay.
Like
a mental TV show?
Yeah, like these premises that we hold like in our unconscious mind, these things we just kind of accept as truisms, and like everybody has them. Yeah, that to me is not a thought, because like you don't even know that you think it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I had an idea for a new sleep study, dude.
What is it?
If you sleep on your left-hand side versus sleeping on your right-hand side, what does that actually affect?
What do you mean?
As far as cognitive evaluations.
How would we? I'm saying what are you?
I want to see if by sleeping on your left or sleeping on your right, you can actually stimulate other parts of your brain.
Other parts? So you just want to like do brain imaging while people sleep on their left and their right? You understand that like you tend to move around in your sleep, right?
So, we can make restraints.
So I'm going to strap you down and be like, go to sleep.
Maybe that's why we move around, so it's like a washing machine.
Who's going to sign up for this? I'm just wondering, where are you going to get people to sign up for this? Like anyone who's ever sent glitter in an envelope to another human being, off to the sleep work camp you go.
No, we got a world full of colleges. You put a little bit of
Does-
grant money into this thing, somebody will do it.
Well, no, what I'm saying is people who send glitter in envelopes should suffer some kind of punishment. I'm serious. Like these people.
Why do you not like glitter envelopes?
Who would send an envelope to another human being full of glitter and then I open it and now I got glitter all over my damn house? Because I don't know. I don't know why. Because you're an asshole? I got no clue as to why anyone would do this to another human being. This is the most mean thing you can do. This is ridiculous. Like, I got 2 dogs. Like, I'm already vacuuming my house more than I'm, like, walking across. Like, I can't even walk across the floor without rolling the vacuum with me. It's ridiculous. And now I got glitter everywhere because you're a douche. No, off to a work camp. You owe a debt to society. Go pay it.
For glitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why you're not in politics.
I also think people who don't return their carts, work camp for some time. You need to learn a lesson. Put your cart back where it goes. Have consideration for other people. This is why we can't defund the police. People aren't even responsible enough to not throw trash out their damn car window.
Yeah.
You really want these people just running around doing whatever they want?
What would you do what stuff would you try to get away with?
As much as I could, man. As much as I could. I'd sit back for a little while and see how it fleshes out.
Gauge it a little bit.
Well, yeah. It's kind of like what you do with your older siblings. You see what they get in trouble for, and you can be like, all right, that's what we can get away with. Game on.
Yeah, I didn't have older siblings. I was the oldest, so yeah.
I mean, look, every society has to have some kind of rules, and I'm just saying, let's play by them. Whatever the rules are is the rules.
No, makes sense. So how's the new job going?
What new job?
Didn't you start?
I have no new job.
You have no new job?
I have no new job. I have no old job. Well, I guess I have old jobs, but at this point, they're so old that I wouldn't even consider them like old. Like, I don't even know if they would. People would be like, list your work history from the last 5 years, and I'd be like, done.
One sentence.
No, I'm done. Next question.
So 22 years, huh?
22. What's 22 years?
How long I known you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. Gray hairs are starting to show up. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, I like my gray hairs, man. I needed them. Oh,
We got a first question. No, it doesn't. What if rules are fear for all people?
oh, that's a little deeper than I was going. I was not trying to get that in depth.
Okay.
I was just saying,
Well, you have a theory to why people don't break bad right now.
do I?
Yeah.
Because jail is horrible. No one wants to go there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Like when we actually talk about reforming things, I think if we could like maybe reduce or just maybe even give a damn about the violence that occurs in prisons, maybe people wouldn't be in such a hurry to run from the police.
Yeah.
You know, that's like people are running because they don't want to go to jail because shit happens to you there.
Well, what happens to you in jail?
Dude, I mean, there's gang violence is rampant in every damn prison across the United States. This is documented there's 30, 40 years of studies to support this. What was it? I can't remember. Never mind. I'm not going to use that one.
Okay.
No, I couldn't remember who said it, so we're going to just move on past
So
that
we're
one.
going to teach this like a thesis?
Well, no. It's just like I'm not. If I know it's someone else's idea, I want to like give them some credit for it.
Sure.
Before I start uttering it.
Hey guys, if I screw up on who's actually on the camera, normally I'm on that side of the desk and I have this all programmed. So this is an exact reverse of what I normally do. So yeah, if I mess up, I apologize. I'll fix it later.
But yes, to qualify my rules statement, I presuppose a fair set of rules that is just and equitable for everyone. Otherwise, they're not rules. To me, a rule that you should follow is a fair and equitable rule. If it isn't, I would ignore the shit out of that.
Yeah. No, I mean everyone's got to be held accountable for the same consequences. The same action should equal the same consequences across the board.
Well, I'm just saying, never in the course of human history has there been a moral legal code, right?
What would that even look like?
Well, that's what it wouldn't, because morality at the end of the day is something we experience independently. Now, for the most part, we can come together on a lot of broad moral principles, right? Like, you shouldn't kill people. You shouldn't rape. Like, these are easy things to say that's bad. Let's not do that. And let's hold the people who do accountable. Right?
Yeah.
Can't remember where I was going with this.
That's okay. Hey, Richard, what's going on? Richard's part of the Nooner crew from the old job I used to work at. So, Richard, hey, this is my buddy Steve. Him and I are in the Marines together, so we're going to go down some military rabbit holes today. Tiffany, she's sending us a bunch of love right now. Lots of hearts, like almost stalkerish level of hearts. Tiffany, you're killing me.
That's good, though. See, look, because at one point we looked as though we were having to just not seeing something eye to eye, and then we go into it a little bit more. And honestly, I think a lot of people across our great nation agree on a great number of things. We don't talk it out enough. We say something like I did, where I wasn't specific enough.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then someone says, hold on now, wait a minute. And you get an opportunity to really get to that specific, and you see, wait a minute, we're talking about the same damn thing.
I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it's also sometimes what we bring into the conversation. We're already feeling a particular way about our particular view.
Yeah.
And somebody says something remotely different that challenges that view, and we don't want to take the time to listen or absorb it or try to see it from the other perspective.
And if that other person's anything like me, they just dip. Hell, I don't even know what words coming out my mouth till I hear them. Hey, so they're not always.
Guess who just came in the room?
What?
Okinawa mom, Michelle.
Oh. Well.
Steve and I were adopted in Okinawa.
Jelly roll. Jelly roll. But yeah, I don't know. People are weird. That's all I can tell you. They're strange.
Why are people weird?
Strange things afoot at the Circle K. On a daily. That's a Bill and Ted.
I gotcha. So yeah, Richard. Blanket statements create voids.
They do.
Absolutely true. So the thing is, you have to. It's just like anything else. If you learn something from only one point of view, and something other than what you were taught from that point of view breaks, you have a hard time finding the answer to it. But if you understand the systems in general, and then you can circumvent the systems to fix it a different way, you have to be able to see things from each side of the coin, not just left to right. Sometimes you got to look down the side. Yeah,
I mean, and so like to me, everything's a distribution, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what segment of the population you look at. You can look at specific behavior. It doesn't matter what you look at. Everything's a distribution, right? And sometimes what we want to do is we want to just talk to the mean. We want to talk to the bunch up, or we want to take the outliers and try and make it as though that's the standard.
Sure.
And I don't know. I find generally most people have very good reasons for feeling the way they do about something. So like I don't like you get to feel how you feel.
Yeah.
Right? Your feelings are not just things to be summarily ignored.
Sure.
So I don't know. I like to have a specific conversation.
Yeah.
I think like we were saying, you can go down that rabbit hole of generality and talk for an hour and a half and not say a damn thing.
Well, yeah, that's talking points, not talking.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, hey, Miss Sabrina's in the room. So, hey guys, if you have any questions for Steve and I, we'll talk about anything. We really don't care. We have no filters
for the most part. I have a couple subjects that I stay away from.
What are those subjects?
We'll find out if we get to them.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, if you guys have any questions at all or comments, feel free to pop them in. We're gonna just talk for about an hour. What time is it already? We've been flying through this already, so we're already half an hour in.
All right, how about that?
Yeah, because you got other stuff you got to do today.
Yeah, we good.
All right, awesome sauce. But yeah, so to talk to us about anything, Steve and I are probably just gonna rant and yeah. Steve and Jamie show, dude.
I know.
Did you notice that was 2 years ago?
Dude, I was actually watching some of them old shows the other day because they showed up on your timeline. And I'm sorry, I'm checking an email, which I probably shouldn't do.
Yeah, OCD.
It was work related, and I thought it might be important.
So
and it may be. I didn't read the whole thing.
Well, we'll go back to what you were going to say about Steve and Jamie, then I'm going to jump back into
that. I was just watching those old shows.
Okay.
And I spent like a whole night watching them.
Which one was your favorite?
I don't remember.
Okay.
They all had parts.
I went back and rewatched episode 1 probably about 10 times in the last 4 months.
Oh, that probably would not have been one of my favorites.
I liked it until I started looking stuff up and with David Hasselhoff.
I liked what. Well, if you would have just been faster with that.
That was the first day, dude. I was still working out the bugs.
You should have anticipated that sooner or later I would bring up the fact that David Hasselhoff was in fact the Unabomber and that Ted Kaczynski is innocent. Should have known that. It's one of my first talking points each and every time. Think it's a shame that we got that man locked up for no reason. The Hoff just running around free.
Damn the Hoff.
We'll get sued for that.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, go to YouTube, type in Steve and Jamie podcast. Episode 1, Asia was on it, and we went in on that one.
It was real simple. All you got to do is just look at a picture of David Hasselhoff in his aviator sunglasses from Knight Rider and look at the sketch of the Unabomber. And then imagine David Hasselhoff with a mustache and a jogging hood. And you will see he looks exactly like the picture.
Mom says she misses our shenanigans.
I know. Our shenanigans are awesome. Everyone should miss those. I miss them. The only people that shouldn't miss them are,
the people who never experienced them?
are the people on the receiving end of the shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
Someone had to tolerate that shit, and I'm sorry.
Do you know how many times I had to save you from getting killed by the MLCs walking you back to base?
They wouldn't kill me.
They sure would have beat your ass.
Well, I mean, if you can't take a joke.
You were singing love songs to the gate guards.
So you getting serenaded. You out there all bored all night, just standing around.
Oh, I've heard you sing.
Waiting for someone to come around and do stuff. So, like, I brought you a little musical melody to, warm your cold heart. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you remember our pit stop before we got to the hill?
Yeah, MWR number 9, baby. Thing every night swinging into that month.
So MWR number 9 was the porta potty halfway between the barracks and the gate where we used to cause our hate and discontent.
Well, I've been in that porta potty more than I've been in women. Period.
It's sad but true.
That porta potty is the one object on the planet who has seen my penis the most other than me. And maybe like the fixtures in my bathroom.
What the hell were you doing in MWR number 9?
I was pissing.
You were in there a little bit longer sometimes, I think.
Sometimes maybe I did have to drop one, dude. Whiskey will run through you. Everybody knows about the whiskey shits. Ain't a damn person drank some whiskey don't know about that.
Explain to me. I don't drink, so explain this to me.
Whiskey will make you shit in the morning, man, and then it's like coffee. It'll just looses the bowels.
So it's like my Taco Bell.
Probably.
Okay. Oh Lord, that hurt.
Some people at Taco Bell should be ashamed of what they do.
We should protest Taco Bell for for them attacking our backsides.
No, man, because that shit tastes good. I'm just saying they should be ashamed of the side effects.
It should come with a warning label, or what if we wrapped it in toilet paper? So this is what you use when you're done.
No.
Have like a little package.
No, I'm out at wrapping food in shit paper, man. That's no.
What if they did it like?
There's no scenario where I'm going to agree to put food inside of shit paper. It's just not happening.
Do you remember our MREs?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So remember that little package of paper they gave us?
Yeah.
So what if they put one of those packages with inside
What part of no food in shit paper are you not following?
I'm just saying it's a great idea.
No.
Why are you so opposed to this?
No,
why aren't you listening to my side?
Because I don't think you're properly visualizing what it's going to look like to have a taco wrapped up in some shit paper. Okay?
No,
I'm not trying to unroll some cottonelle and find something to eat in between these folds.
No, I'm not saying wrap the contents of the food in that. I'm saying you put in a Ziploc bag or
just some complimentary crap paper.
Yes, because you're going to need it later
from the Taco Bell.
Yeah, it might even be in the shape of tacos to be all.
And my question is, what could I possibly use this for?
just in case you don't get home fast enough and you have to go to a porta potty, MWR number 9, and MWR 9's on toilet paper.
So let me get it straight. You ride through the Taco Bell drive-through. You get your food, put it in your passenger seat. Start your ride home, and you just steady trying to shove tacos in your mouth while you're driving down the street. Do you just not give a shit about the rest of us?
You've seen my body, right?
No. What I'm saying is, do you have so little respect for other people, their property, that you can't wait to get to the house to eat your damn taco? Like, you're operating a heavy piece of machinery. How about you just do that?
Are you mean to tell me you've never ate Taco Bell as you were driving?
Fuck no, man, because that shit gets everywhere. Lettuce falling out the fucking tacos. You got sauce squirting this end and the other damn way. I got a responsibility. Could you imagine? Just imagine a scenario where, like, you run a car off the road, a little 2-year-old toddler dies, and it's all because your ass had to start eating your Mexican pizza. Do you really want to live your life like that for the rest of your days?
How fast does Taco Bell go through you?
Knowing you can't. No, I'm talking about actually eating the food.
Okay.
Like, I think there's certain, like, I'll eat a burger while I'm driving down the road because that's not like, but again, if I do that, I get a plain burger. Just put some cheese and some meat on it. I don't want the condiments squirting everywhere because I'm got other things I need to be doing.
So what's the difference between a burger and a taco as you're eating it?
Shit don't fall out the end of the burger.
What kind of taco? So I like sauce. Hold a second.
I just don't think it's very responsible to eat and drive. Like, that's what they make French fries for. French fries are eating and driving.
Okay.
You wait till you get home to eat the burger.
So you'll eat your French fries as you're driving, but you're not going to eat your burger?
Well, because French fries, I ain't got to take my eyes off the road. That's a one-handed food.
Okay. So how do you eat your tacos then?
The taco requires unwrapping.
Okay.
Right? I can't just reach into the bag, pull out taco, and start eating it. I got to unwrap the taco. When unwrapping the taco, I'll give you soft tacos, fine. But you know for a fact that Taco Bell ain't the best at wrapping up the damn taco, so you know you're going to do some reassembly on this bitch before you can eat it. So don't sit there and act like you can just get a taco out of the wrapper at Taco Bell and that motherfucker's ready to chew on. We all know that ain't a fact.
No, you got to do some prep work. So you get to the light, it's red. You take your taco and you take it halfway out. So if anything drops, it drops into the paper. And you can stir off. And the next light, you take the paper down a little further.
Or you could just drive the damn car. How about that? How about we just drive the damn motor vehicle?
I mean, what
and not be distracted by a bunch of other shit, because again, there's other people on the damn roadway that got to get to where they're going. And a lot of times I see people down the road with their cell phone on and their drink cup in their hand, so you know they steering with their leg. And the thing they're not thinking about is how they going that the burden on their soul for the next 35, 45, 70 years of their life, and knowing a little 3-year-old died because they couldn't just drive their fucking car. I don't think people properly consider the consequences of their actions. When they roll the dice and play the odds are you won't cause an accident. The odds are if you do cause an accident, no one's going to die or get seriously injured from it. But I think I think it's highly irresponsible for you to roll those dice when it's someone else's safety that is in concern. Who are you to wager with my life?
No, I give you that. That's extreme, but yeah, reality is extreme sometimes.
Well, again, dude, tens of thousands of people die on the motorways. Now, given the fact I think 36,000 people die on the year and road annually. Now, given that we got like 4.2 million miles of road and hundreds, we probably got 175, 180 million licensed drivers. We got like 330 million.
World?
No, in the country.
Okay.
So we got like 330 million people in here. I think that's a high number. I really think 319, 320 is probably, I'll give you 326.
Okay.
But like some of those are too young to drive. Some of those people just don't drive.
So just take 30%.
You think about all the people that live in New York City that don't drive, that just take public transportation. But there's a crap ton of them.
Okay.
So
25 to 30% of the U.S. population probably drives.
So I'm going to say about like 180.
Okay.
I think that's good. But I'm just saying, given the number of drivers we have and the number of miles of road we have, the fact that only 40,000 people are dying on them annually is actually pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
Right? But damn. Like, we can try harder. But I don't just mean like people dying on the roadway. I'm talking about like property damage. You know, like you wreck up my car, that shit's an inconvenience to me. I got to wait for your insurance to cover it. Hell, if you even have some insurance, that's the shit that pisses me off the most. It's them uninsured motherfuckers that drive the craziest.
Yeah.
Like, but again, but if you were capable of making responsible decisions, you'd have insurance.
Sure.
So these things are products of the same problem.
So how do you fix it?
I don't know, teach some kids some damn responsibility. To have concern and care for other people than just themselves?
Yeah, but how do you do that? And especially in this day and age.
Well, I think we do teach our children that. I think we do teach people to have care and compassion for other people, by and large. What we fail to do is teach them how to manifest this principle in behavior. And that's what I'm saying. Like I hear people talk all the time. Like just about everyone I know has some care and compassion for other people in their dialogues. Like they're not just ignoring people, you know, like they care about other folks than just themselves. But then they get out on the roadway and that thought doesn't manifest itself in behavior.
Yeah.
And that's my problem. Demonstrate to me that you have some concern. And I think the easiest way to do that is maybe just back 2 feet up off my damn bumper and pay attention to what the hell you're doing.
So kind of like your NCO theory.
NCO theory.
Yeah. That leading by example.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make a good one. I think right now we lead by a bad example. And to me, it's just like a perpetual problem that gets worse and worse with every generation of drivers because they're learning how to drive by watching the dumb shit we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
so, and that's all I'm saying is just let's all get the hell home.
Yeah. In more ways than one.
To me, it's just, I don't know. I probably take, like I said, I take things to an extreme level.
You do, because you slept on your right hand side.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna say that I care and I have care and concern about other people, then that to me is a high moral goal, and you should be trying to manifest that day in and day out in all aspects of your behavior.
Sure.
Because like, if you can't even keep yourself accountable, how in the hell are you gonna keep other people in line?
Yeah, and it's true.
And I don't mean like keep people. I'm just saying. Like we're social animals, you know. We learn our acceptable behavior by what we see,
yeah,
and by manifesting our core values in behavior by actually going out there and living them is, I mean, you're doing more to instruct and change the social fabric than any holding of a sign, because you're actually living it and people see you live it.
But we know so many people who say one thing but live something else,
and that's the problem. And it's not, and I don't really think it's a conscious decision. Like, I don't think they're out there like intentionally trying to be, I'm going to use the word hypocritical because it fits the definition.
Yeah.
I don't think people are just that damn nefarious. I think we're feeble creatures and we make errors.
Do you know who George Carlin is?
Yes.
Well, was very famous comedian.
Uh-huh.
So the funniest skit to me that he ever did was why our stuff is stuff and everyone else's stuff is shit. Did you ever listen to that one?
Probably.
So he was going to a friend's house, and he went to the friend's house, and he was unpacking his suitcase, and he said, "Let me move your shit so I can put my stuff there."
Okay.
And it's a big thing about perspective. So everybody thinks what they're doing is valuable. It's more valuable than someone else's most of the time. And when you sit back and actually think about it, how true is that statement? I mean, I'm guilty of it all the time.
I always say never interrupt someone when they working. That's just courtesy. They working. I mean, again, I don't know anyone who's like, yay, work. So like they're already doing something they don't want to do. Be polite. I mean, who wants to put up with more crap than you have to put up with at work? And yet what do we do the minute we get into someone else's job? Expect them to put up with more crap than they should have to at work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're doing what they got to do.
And that's, I don't know, man. Just be excellent to one another. That's it. That's all you got to do.
But yeah, but we're going to have to want to. I mean, the thing
is...
just
do it.
Just do it.
Just do that crap. No one cares what you want.
Oh, yeah, because that's going to work. But yeah, I mean, it's just I think honestly, if we. I keep on doing that. Sorry, guys. I'm just used to being on the other side of the desk, and I've got number 6 programmed, or number 8's programmed, and it's throwing off my.
I
juju.
tried to get you to sit over here.
You tried, man. It didn't
Damn
work that well. Maybe we should switch mid-show. That'd really do wonders.
Nobody listens. I say, there's one other person is in the feed.
Oh, there's 3. Well, yeah, there's me and you.
I think, yeah, I'm
It's probably Tiffany.
counting 2 right now.
Yep.
Nope, and now they're gone. It's just me, and we are all alone.
Story of our life.
But anyway,
No one ever sticks around for the rabbit holes.
I'm just saying, man, like it ain't that hard to be. So, like, I get a letter from my HOA the other day. This is a good one, and long story short, the water running off the roof has created a hole in the ground that they thought I dug for some reason and thought I should fill back up.
So where do they think
Let me
canyons came
finish.
from?
Let me finish. Finish the story. We ain't even halfway into this, and you interrupting. So I call them up on the phone, and I had to wait for them to call me back. And I'm like, look, I didn't dig this hole. I can fill it up for you. I don't mind. However, there's no dirt from which I took out of the hole to put back into the hole. So I'm just going to have to dig another damn hole somewhere. Just so we're clear on that right off bat. And we eventually get to where, like, clearly y'all understand this isn't my fault. The person coming out doing the inspections is just, I don't know, dumb, I guess. And the dude's taking down my little statement, and he's like, now, is there any extra comments you want to put on this? And I said to my man something like, nah, man, I just got to talking to you. I don't want to use that kind of language. You don't need to have to write. Just put a bunch of asterisks. And anyone that wants to know what it means, just tell them to call me. But just stuff like that. Like, I could have just started cussing that dude out, but it ain't his fault. He's just the one answering the damn phone.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have to hear language like that. I want to reserve that for the person who's actually responsible.
Yeah.
But again, we're people, man, and we get angry and we get cranky and our blood sugar drops. And we've just had enough of everybody's shit. And the next person that says something to me is going to catch these hands. And sometimes you just get like that. And that's when I go to hell home. Like, quarantine has messed me up. It has reduced my tolerance for other human beings. Just the other day, I got in the car, like, drove up to the store to get some water and a couple other drinks for the house. And then I rode around the corner to go see my buddy. And I'm 10 minutes out the door. You know, first time all day, and I've already had enough. Like, no one's going to speed limit. No, it's just like I've had enough of you people. Just inside of 10 minutes. Like, I used to just be able to get through like maybe an 8-10 hour day before I'd be like, I got to go home. Yeah. 15 minutes and I was done. And I blame it on quarantine because I got used to just being able to stay home and not be infuriated by other human beings.
I have to be around other people, man. I feed off of it. I'm not content staying here by myself doing nothing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've talked to my neighbors more in the last 2 months than I have in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm just as social as the next person. Like, I feel the need to do it. I just really don't. I don't like the outcomes typically.
What kind of outcomes?
I don't know, man.
Restraining orders?
No, it's just, it's hard. It's hard because I think about stuff more than the average person does.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just hard to dialogue with other people because
the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top.
No, I don't want to say that. It's not. It's just that they probably at the end of the day, they just don't damn care. And that's fine because, like, you got your life. And you got things that are important to you and you need to tend to them. But yeah, it's just, again, it's that conflict between my desire and what that other person probably desires for themselves. And I feel as though it's better to just leave them free to pursue that and place some kind of demand on their attention for some period of time. I don't know. I find it easier. It's better for me, like, physically and spiritually, to just stay away from people as much as possible in any real concrete thing. Like, I was thinking about this on the way over here, that, like with relationships. And I feel like
we're experts at this.
Well, no, like one of the problems I have with relationships is like I'm always holding something back. I'm never being completely honest with you ever. Period. End of story. We could be married tomorrow. 40 years from now, there are still things I have not, will not, and will never tell you. Period. End of story. It's not fit for human consumption. My brain has considered a lot of great numbers of things, and none of which of them are really fit for any other human being to hear about. There's some sick up there, and it's best to just let it stay. But not that. It's just there's just certain things I'm not going to share with anyone ever, because that's my stuff.
Are you scared of the repercussions?
No, it's just like those experiences are mine. They are not yours. They don't belong to you. Your knowledge of them does not change how those events transpired. It doesn't change the thoughts. It doesn't change the feelings. But these things are mine.
So you're selfish.
How is that selfish?
You just said these things are mine.
How is it selfish to want to keep something that is rightfully yours? How is that selfish?
I'm just pushing your buttons, dude.
No, I want some definition on this. You need to explain that to me.
Okay, cool.
If you need to look up the damn definition on the little pad there, whatever the hell you need to do.
I can't look it up on the pad. I got to do this.
All right.
But that was a selfish statement. You want to hold it in to only yourself, and you don't want to share it with your loved one. Is that not selfish?
How is that?
By definition.
It's mine. No, my question is,
okay,
how is it selfish to want to keep something that is rightfully yours?
We're talking emotional level with you're talking about a wife. You said you had a wife for 40 years.
Yes.
Okay. You've been with her for all this time. And
I know what I said. I don't need you to wind it back to me. I painted the picture, brother. I know what the hell it looks like.
And I'm painting by numbers, and I'm trying to do it right. So anyways.
What I'm saying is selfish in the common connotation in which we use it. Is anytime someone just wants to keep something to themselves, they're being selfish, and that's naughty and bad.
Did you say naughty and bad?
Yeah. I mean, how could it possibly be a negative for someone want to retain something that is theirs? It belongs to them. How dare you put a minus in front of that?
But that's your wife. You've been married for 40 years.
Isn't it? Isn't it? But what I'm saying, if we're gonna make these moral judgments, wouldn't the immoral act be on the side of the wife who's
prying for information?
No, who is making some demand, laying a claim against something to which she doesn't have a right to.
Are you talking intellectual property?
It is. If we're talking about my thoughts, they are my intellectual property.
So we could put it under like a copyright law?
And you don't just get to lay claim to those because you stuck around for 40 years. You're not like entitled to that. Just like I would expect her to have things, because like people have pasts, especially at this point. It's not like I'm 18 and we're meeting in high school. At this point, people have pasts. So if there's some stuff that she wants to keep to herself, that's her damn business to do it. I don't pry. And again, that's probably another reason why my relationships don't work, because I don't ever ask these questions that you need to ask a female so that they know you care about them and they feel like you. I don't pry. If there's something you feel like telling me about, I assume you will tell me about it.
Dude, I've been divorced twice. I'm not the person to ask about relationship advice.
Oh no,
I can tell you how to build a set and how to shoot a camera.
Well, I'm not. I'm just telling you why my relationships never work.
Yeah.
Like it ain't just them all the time.
Yeah.
I'm rough. I'm hard to deal with.
I can tell you how not to build a house, but I can't tell you how to build one.
And it's one of those things. Like, I'm hardly ever going to ask you how your day went. That's probably not. I'm curious. I would like to know how your day went, but my assumption is that you already like if we're living under the same roof, to me that is proof evidence enough that I do care how your daily's checked out. I shouldn't have to inquire every day. You should know at this point that I have some concern, and therefore I assume, since you know that I have concern, that if you got something to say, you will just say it without me having to pry it out of you, or even just make one inquiry, like share, So I talk about my day. And then the complaint that I get is that, all you do is ever talk about yourself. Well, that's because I wasn't there with you. I don't know what the hell you did.
Yeah.
And you haven't told me. So, and they're like, well, you didn't ask. Did you ask how my day went, or did I just come up and start telling you about it? Well, you just came up and started telling me about it. Did you care about how my day went? Well, yeah, I care about it. That's why I just came up and started telling you about it.
So
It's not that hard to follow.
So, but what about understanding their love language? What
What about them understanding my damn love language? Why? See, that's what I'm saying. Everyone wants to slap this shoe on one person's foot like there ain't two people in this damn room.
No, it's. But if she's taken the time to learn you and understands that this is what you're gonna do, but you're not understanding.
She hasn't taken the time to learn and understand what I wanted to do, or she would just be telling me how her day went already.
Maybe she's just as stubborn as you are.
And that's a possibility. And that's another thing. Like, that's really what makes relationships work, is at one point someone's like, the other partner just acquiesces and hands the reins over. And I'm never going to do that. And not only that, but I'm never going to accept the reins either.
Yeah.
Like, not only am I not going to hand them over, if you try to give them to me and expect me to make every decision for you, that ain't going to work either.
Yeah. That's what happened with my second. Yeah.
Like, that's not what the word partnership means.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have somebody subservient. That's not going to work for you at all.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm best to just be left to myself. For me and for you. Single ladies out there, I can't imagine at any point y'all are like, man, I'd like to go out on a date with him. But if there's just one of y'all out there thinking that, if there's just one of you who do yourself a favor and just don't. Just don't. There's nothing over here for you. That's my public service announcement. This is me at my best, right here, right now.
Remember Corona rules, stay 6 feet away.
Yeah, and I ain't even shaved. I'm not even shaved. I'm in some jogging shorts and some flip-flops. This is me at 100 right now.
Didn't you say you have a symmetrical face?
Downhill from here. Oh, I'm pretty as shit. Like, there's all kinds of reason I'm single. Ugly ain't one of them. I ain't a damn one. I ain't a damn problem.
I got a big ego.
But no, at this point, I just think it's fair. I think it's fair for me to just keep to myself. It would be unfair to this attractive female who probably could be spending her time finding someone that's actually going to be able to satisfy her needs and desires than messing around with my trifling ass. Right? That's just not fair to you.
I love you.
So if we ever catch eyes in some restaurant or out of town someplace and you think, oh, he might be coming, and you're wondering why I don't come over and talk to you, it's because I see that you're a human being and I have more respect for you.
He's doing you a favor.
Than to bring my shit across that floor. Especially if you're age appropriate, because at this point you've put up with enough crap. If you make it to 40 on this planet, I don't care who you are. You've put up with enough shit.
Yeah.
You don't need anyone else's.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I was like, what type of woman am I going to end up with next? And
I'm hooker.
I got enough money, man.
Huh?
I'm not. I'll pay indirectly, but I'm not going to do a direct transaction.
Have you thought about selling cocaine?
No, I'm staying away from booger sugar. It's got a bad connotation in the film industry.
Then you can just get that snatched for a little bit of that cocaine. But then again, that's just a form of prostitution. It's just the
currency.
The medium of exchange has changed.
Yeah. Well, and a crackhead doesn't have teeth generally.
I didn't say crack. I said cocaine.
Isn't crack based off cocaine?
Well, yeah, but so there's level of hooker, right?
Okay.
Based on their drug of choice.
Okay.
I would stay away from meth and crack hookers. Stay away from heroin hookers. What you want are cocaine hookers.
Okay.
That's top of the line hooker right there. I mean, I guess there's hookers out there that don't do cocaine, but I never met one.
How many hookers do you know?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what females do with their time by and large. And it's not like you can walk up to a lady and be like, hey, are you a hooker? That's offensive. Even if they're a hooker, they're going to get mad. They'll be like, you just gonna walk up and assume I'm a hooker? And you be like, so you ain't a hooker? Well, I am a hooker, but that ain't the damn point. And then there's like places in the country where hooking's completely legal.
Yeah, like Las Vegas.
No, not Las Vegas. The county that Las Vegas is prostitution's illegal. You have to drive outside of that county. Same thing, I think the county Reno is in. It's illegal. So you got to drive outside the county.
Huh. Okay, cool.
I mean, again, I don't make a moral judgment against a woman who goes into any type of prostitution sex service. I'm assuming that had they had other options on the table, they would have explored them. Everybody got to eat. I don't see any difference between that and like a day laborer. You're selling your physical labor.
Yeah, a little different, but it's all good.
No, I'm not condoning. I'm just saying I don't make a moral judgment.
Yeah.
Against someone who made that decision. Again, I imagine had you had other options, you would have considered them.
Yeah.
See, this is where we come back to this idea that we desperately need some type of criminal justice reform. I mean, how many nonviolent offenders do we send to prisons and then they come out violent?
Yeah.
Because of what goes on in the prisons.
Yeah, you get trained, basically.
And again, this is like, if you need any damn evidence as to why government cannot control the day-to-day, like we have to be responsible as citizens, look at prisons. Them dudes is locked up in there and they can't keep the damn drugs out.
Yeah.
Like, how you expect them to keep drugs out of a country they can't even keep them out of a damn prison?
Yeah.
They got walls and barbed wire and armed guards and all that bullshit. Yeah. They can't stop the damn stabbings. They can't stop the damn gang violence. They can't stop none of it. And they're right there.
Yeah.
So, again, I have to consider the fact that you are not interested in stopping it. And that's what it is. We're just putting these people in there. And if they can live long enough to do their time, they get to come the hell out.
Yeah. And not find work because
they can't find work because they're not in there. Like, how much are we spending? Like, I tried to look these numbers up. And I got all these budget reports, but they weren't telling me exactly what I want to know, which is like inside like the Bureau of Prisons, how much money are we spending on rehabilitation? How much money are we spending on trying to reform people?
They're not.
And honestly, to me, if you commit a nonviolent crime, I don't think you should even go to prison. We should find some type of public service for you to do, get you an ankle monitor, some type of probation. But why am I locking you up? And understand, when I mean nonviolent, I mean nonviolent. You did not hurt anyone. Like, I don't consider breaking and entering to be a violent crime in and of itself.
Yeah.
I think a better thing to do would be maybe let's try to identify the reasons this particular offender offended. What can we do to rectify them?
Yeah.
If anything. Now, some people just criminal.
Yeah.
And you just ain't going to be able to fix them.
Put them on criminal island?
No. Maybe those are the people that need to go into the dang hooscows. But I'm saying if we can reduce prison populations by really identifying the people who need to be there and the ones we're just trying to punish and teach a lesson to.
Or make money from.
Yeah. Then we can reduce populations and maybe control some of this that goes on in there.
Selling ramen noodles for like $3 a pack.
I mean, look, everybody got to eat.
No, I get it, but
I'm not talking about I'm talking about like gang violence.
No, I get
drugs. You know, I mean, you think about some little 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid gets dumb behind the wheel of a car, runs from the police, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe resists a little bit. Say an officer catches an elbow, like he might not even been trying to hit that dude. He's just putting up his little scuffle.
Yeah.
Puts an elbow to that officer's face. That's a felony assault on a law officer. Now that dude's going up for some actual, I won't say, I don't know about real time or no time because I ain't never done no time.
Sure.
But now he's going up for some stuff. We're going to put him in some state prison for a year, some 2 years. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen to him in there?
Yeah, he's just going to learn how to become a criminal.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about some skinny little 18-year-old, 19-year-old boy going to that prison with them big boys. What you think's going to happen to him?
Oh, yeah. He's going to get turned out.
Yes. And now he's coming out. Yep. Now, again, my understanding, we have an amendment that protects us from cruel and unusual punishment, right? Yeah. If you broke into someone's home, I'm pretty sure getting porked in the ass by Big Joe Crash is cruel and unusual.
Big Joe Crash.
And them people that put you in that building have some damn responsibility to make sure that shit don't happen to you.
Yeah.
Just like my law enforcement officers have some responsibility to make sure other branches of government don't violate my free speech, just to make sure my other rights are not violated. Just like they're just as damn they're just as damn applicable inside that jailhouse as they are anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you cannot tell me getting in the ass is not cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. We desperately need prison and judicial reform.
We do.
And we need to spend some damn money on, again, not trying to do this cookie cutter system of justice. Not trying to cookie cutter anything. This offender is an individual. What drove them to where they were at?
Yeah.
And again, like I said, some people are they're not going to take help. Like, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. Some horses, you can't even get to the pond. They're fine right where they're at.
Yeah.
But if you're not making an effort, don't sit there and tell me that these people can't be reformed, that these are just recidivative criminals for the rest of their lives when you ain't made no damn effort to try and change them. Yeah. Don't sit there and tell me they can't be changed when you ain't even tried.
Sure. So is there anything...
Or the last time you tried was like 1985.
Yeah. So
it didn't work then, must not work now. I mean, just come on.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to close the show on?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So, okay, guys. So this has been me and Steve. And, yeah, so now you guys know why I hang out with Steve so much. So he will make you think. He will make you dig a little deeper for information. And he'll try to make you keep up. But, yeah. So he'll be on more often. We used to do another podcast before. So, yeah.
We did. Them was the good old days.
Yep. I got to turn that air compressor off.
Before video killed the radio star.
All right, y'all.
You know, video got away with that shit. Like, if video can get away with killing the radio star, you telling me we can't let misdemeanor drug possessions go? Telling me we just can't slap on the wrist? Don't do that again?
All right, guys. I'll catch you later. I'm going to just turn off the feed. Have a good one.